What's up, world? It's Friday, and if you're lucky, that means you're able to watch Friday Night Tights live. That's what I'm doing. I'm fortunate I can check it out this time around. I catch it whenever I can. And as I'm watching, I noticed a conversation that I thought was pretty insightful, and it's something we don't always hear. So I wanted to kind of highlight it. So let's see, we're going to hop in right now. So this week, the guest is Keri Smith, and she hosts a podcast called Deprogrammed, and she has a very interesting perspective on a lot of things. So they're talking about Jacob Fry here.
Well, my wife's in San Francisco right now, and she said it's.
So we're going to watch and listen just a little bit, and then I'll comment on several points that I like.
Ghost town, but it's just not as busy and vibrant. It's just people going to work. There's not people enjoying themselves.
One of the best things we've got, in this case, 9 perspectives, and chat firing away, just contributing to the jokes and the memes and the stories in real time. So,
we're growing. Our economy is growing.
This is him right here.
oh boy.
I'm not gonna play the music. This. Oh, this guy. Yeah.
So bad.
This is look at me. I'm an ally.
Okay, I'm gonna try to be nice.
Oh,
This is-
man.
Okay, yeah.
I love fried chicken.
To me, that looks like pandering. That reminds me of the whole hot sauce in the purse, and the kneeling with the kente cloth and all that.
What the fuck is
So-
wrong with you, Ricardo? Why are you doing in Minnesota?
I don't know, maybe he's just a
Man, you need to
big
explain
fan
this.
of the dance, but
No.
to me it looks like pandering.
I blame the death of Prince. Ever since Prince died, they voted to
This
replace
is-
this guy.
Now that's how it started. Let me tell you how it ended. Okay.
Okay.
So this is what happens when you pander to BLM. Let me see.
By a larger man.
That made me physically recoil a little.
It's okay. So that's how that's how it started.
That's a boner killer.
This is how it ended right here.
Fucking Circe.
Shame.
Oh my god.
Man, they're literally like running him out of there.
He is. Oh man.
He looks like a kid.
He looks like a 12-year-old. Straight
He
up.
is a fucking
He
kid.
looks like
He
had
doesn't look
paper route.
like a mayor. He doesn't look like a politician.
That,
Which, I mean, that's not always a bad thing, but in this case, what I'm saying is he doesn't look.
He looks like he fucking rolled up to the black.
He doesn't look mature and professional.
Dudes that were like, bro, you can't play.
Boy, that is like a mob pressure situation. It's like a struggle session. So we have a big peer pressure situation happening here.
Just dance through the crowd.
Down. He's like, come on, guys, let's electric slide right out of here.
Don't you remember? I was dancing, you know?
Yeah, yeah. One of you guys.
I mean, that didn't work.
Yeah. So here's
Yeah,
another
those
angle.
empty
So
gestures,
this is how they
while
treated
they're
this guy
fun
who
and
decided
they're
to
kind of
remove
feel good
himself and
usually,
dance
they don't tend to really matter in the long run.
right
So this is a different view of the same exact moment.
Jacob Fry, we have a yes or no question for you.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
Will you commit to defunding Minneapolis Police Department?
So they're asking, will he defund the police?
We
Which is
don't want
clearly a
no more
ridiculous
police.
request.
Oh,
Clear. We don't want you to be guns toting around in our community, shooting us down. You have an answer. It is a yes or
Kind of a straw man.
uh-oh.
no.
And keep in mind, that's an ultimatum. Yes or no. No wiggle room, no room for discussion, no room for
Be
nuance.
quiet, because it's important that we actually hear this. It's important that we hear this, because if y'all don't know, he's up for re-election next year.
That I don't mind because,
This
you know,
this is what
the
every
idea
white
is you make your
liberal.
voice heard.
This
If you
is what
vote,
they deserve.
so threatening to withhold your
Guess what the
vote,
fuck
you
we
know,
gonna do next
that's
year?
fine. But in this context, it's kind of different because
We're gonna lose
there's like a
Louis
mob
Vuitton.
pressuring him. You know?
So
We're
he
gonna
basically
vote
They're
for
just
him
using
anyway
words to be
because he's a
peaceful,
Democrat.
but
yeah, he basically tells him no,
mobs
so they tell him
can
to
get out
get
of
the
hand
fuck
sometimes
out.
too. So.
Man.
And he leaves.
Oh well, and then they
God.
beg for the
What
police.
you
to get,
deserve.
then they beg
Wow.
for the police back within what a month.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Quick.
Yeah, and we
Yeah,
have over
so-
12,000 people watching Friday Night Tights.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, it was up
So
at 12
beautiful.
when this when they
Okay,
had this
can I just say
conversation.
something
I'm a little
about that
behind
clip
because
that I
I
had not
actually
seen that?
deleted
Thank
this
you for
video
showing me.
accidentally. I'm
Yeah,
recording it
It's
again.
fascinating
Very
because
annoying.
it's like a gang initiation, it's a cult initiation. So if you give this cult an inch, they'll try to take a mile, and they're in public in front of everyone. He basically gave them a signal. You own me.
He turned on his belly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so they're there saying, okay, we own you. And now they're throwing you the knife saying, now let's go kill this person. Let's go kill this bitch. And they're like, I don't know if I'm in for the murder. And they're like, but then we're going to shame you. You told them that they owned you. And
Yeah.
so now they want to see if you're really in. They're trying to initiate. Are we going to defund the police? I don't know about that. Get out, you
Yep.
know?
What
Yeah.
a
It's
disaster.
I mean,
fascinating.
that's just leftist mentality. Like we were just talking about that earlier before we, at the beginning of the show and stuff. Was if you have one thing that they don't like about you, then they will cast you out immediately. Like,
I've noticed a
That's
bit
all
of
it
the
takes.
all
It
or
doesn't matter.
nothing
And
sort of
that
stance.
is-
Carrie, you're right. It's
Very
a cult.
That's the
It
collect-
is.
with the collective
Absolutist
mentality of a
in
fucking
terms
child.
of like
With the
Yeah.
child,
Yeah.
to play
Yeah.
people who
you
actually,
can have
I mean, like,
six issues
I mean, I'm
and
not
you
like
can agree
really
on
police
5, but if you
at all.
even
Right.
question
Right.
one,
Yeah.
not even
for
just
certain
just
things.
question,
And I think
you're
they're
instantly
overused on other
Like,
things.
that's
you
frat
know,
party.
ostracized to the other side.
Yeah.
You're an extremist.
Oh, especially
So
those.
it's pretty.
Especially those.
But it's the
black and
crowd
white.
dynamics. Like they should show that video at trainings on about cults
Yes.
because it's like everyone's there. They're pressure. It's all like, "Will you do this thing for us?" No.
Like, you're
Yeah, it's
supposed
like a
to be
struggle
daddy. You're
sesh,
supposed to be
but
in
with
charge.
Yep.
call to action attached to it.
yeah, totally.
So
Crazy.
You should have just said no, turn, and then be like, all right, go in there, just start pepper spraying all the motherfuckers.
Yeah. So. Yeah, so I just thought this was a good example of the types of moments that can occur in FNT and why things like FNT are, by and large, more entertaining, more informative, more useful to the viewer than old-fashioned media, especially things on TV. I don't know who the heck's watching TV nowadays, but even streaming services, a lot of the programming on there is getting more and more politically charged, overtly so, in either a pandering or sort of a propagandist kind of manner. So it's understandable why a lot of people are moving away from media like that and turning to things like streamers and other online content creators that are voicing opinions that match up with things that average folks are observing. I really admire Keri Smith. I'm just now getting to know like what her content's all about. Apparently, she hosts a podcast called Deprogrammed. In her background, she grew up in kind of a tight religious background, from what I gather. And by her own words, she was heavily indoctrinated in the liberal or woke crowd. And a couple years ago, and she tells a story about how she sort of woke up from all of that and realized that she was living in a bubble in a cult and wasn't really was being misled on a lot of serious issues and events happening. So I admire anybody who's willing to put themselves out there and question what they believe to be true and be brave in that manner. So that's definitely Keri Smith. They have a ton of different guests, comedians, writers, actors, other streamers, podcasters, authors, you name it. Pretty diverse political opinions, I would say, and takes. And usually it's, I mean, there's just a ton of laughs. As it is right now, it's distracting. They're making me laugh right now. But, it's more than worth your time, at least to check it out. I'll put all the links in the description so you can be sure to to follow Nerdrotic and know when the show's going live. The time tends to shift from week to week, but it is every Friday afternoon in like a U.S. Central Time type of time zone. So I hope you guys check it out. If you're a longtime fan, let me know what you appreciate about the show below. If you're a longtime critic, let me know what you don't like about the show. And if you, what else? If you just have any other comments, any feedback for me personally, definitely let me know that below. I don't have any kind of cool or clever outro just yet, so oh well.